Well, we're on the bee rescue again. I got bailed up in the supermarket the other day by this nice lady whose husband's made these cool little birds' nests that the bees have taken over. And of course he was a bit peeved about that, so he's nailed some wood on the front of some of the boxes, and she's a bit concerned. So they've got these cool boxes in the tree, so we thought we'd try and do a bit of bee rescuing. So I don't know how that's going to go though. Anyway, we'll find out together, won't we? Here we are at downtown Loxton. They've made a nice home in there. It's almost like it's a proper trap box or whatever, like a swarm catching box by accident. How the hell are we going to get that out of there without getting bitten to death? It should be fun. At least it's only tech screwed to the tree. I reckon if we get that little bit of fly wire and nail across the front of it to keep the girls in there that are in there, and then bring it down and see what the hell happens. There's a few of them around this place though. We're going to have a bit of a perusal. I don't know. Tell you what, I think I've said that before though, isn't it? It'd be easier to just buy them in a package. He's nailed some wood on the front of this hole, so I think he's killed this hive, but they're still flying in and out, so I don't know. Actually, that one's still a bit busy. The one over there was in trouble. Now there's a crazy thought. Maybe that's why the bees are enjoying it. It's actually a hexagon. See how the parrots have been chewing on the edge of the box there? So that was the guy's idea, which is kind of cool. So he's saving the parrots and catching bees instead. Yeah, I feel like Indiana Jones out here, except I haven't got a cool hat. I should get a cool hat. Oh, that's still a parrot. That's good. Oh, there's a kookaburra. Even the kookaburras reckon I'm an idiot having a laugh at me. What is that, David Attenborough or whoever would say? Don't try this at home, children. This is just another stupid idea. But anyway, the things you do to save bees. It wasn't David Attenborough anyway that said that, was it? Was that? That's those stunt people. But anyway, it doesn't matter. Moving right along. Shit. Try not to upset it. Ow! Upset anybody. I'm thinking I might try and just staple this little bit of mesh to the front of the nest box. I wonder if we could almost just leave them in the bloody thing. It's pretty cool. Back in the day they used to make log nest boxes, and then they'd have the entrance at the other end so they could take the honey off the top. Maybe we'll come up with a whole new program. Bee rescue. Oh, what the hell? That's not real stable. Can you catch me if I fall?
Sure.
Yeah. Thanks, mate. Okay, now. Oh, shit, there actually a bolt. He's actually bolted it to the tree. Oh, that's slightly different plan. Well, that'd be right, wouldn't it? It's amazing how many bees are actually out of the nest when you block the entrance off. You can see how many, all those field bees have just come back in the last 2 minutes. It doesn't look like that much traffic, but you know, hell. And all that without traffic signals. It's pretty clever, isn't it? Well, I don't know whether to go up there, leave my glove off, or put my gloves on. But I'm just going to undo the bottom bolt and then tie the string around it and undo the top one and hopefully lower it down. But we'll find out. I don't know. You reckon? I've never taken a bee-infested bird box out of a tree before. I'm not really sure. It was a tech screw, it's just a different size. Watch out, don't drop it on your head. So they're not going to be happy with us in a minute. I don't think they're real happy with me right now, actually. Yep, here we go. Very cool thinking on your behalf, that worked well. That's much better than my idea of dropping it. Look at that, it's even got a little hinged lid. This should be rather interesting, but we'll get the other ones down and we'll see what sort of trouble we're in as to whether we take them straight away or whether we leave them here. One down, 4 to go. get them out of the jolly thing. Yo. That was 2 stings in about 2 seconds. So I think the mesh idea is a good option. If I put my gloves on, it won't matter, will it? Nope. Very interactive, this camera, man. Has there ever been a bee-man superhero? We've had Ant-Man and we've had heaps of other crazy crap. But have there ever been a bee-man? Bee-man's power. I guess you'd have a wicked ass sting, wouldn't you? For a start, Spider-Man does that with his webs. If you were the bee-man, you'd have to go. Let's try that again. A few different options. I suggest you don't become a bee hunter if you're allergic to getting stung. Right. This really isn't the most convenient thing to wear to get climbing up a tree. So that gave him something else to think about. If that smoker falls down, we'll try not to set fire to the yard because I probably wouldn't be happy about that idea. Oh, shit! Look in here. He's made the perfect swarm trap. Tell you what, we might have to take this idea on board. Well, I reckon we'll just go back and have a look at the first one and see how many field bees are sitting up on the tree, and if that's all good we might just take them straight home and figure out what sort of trouble we can get into then. I reckon we'll just pick them up, pop them in the ute, and then we'll go home and see what sort of trouble they're in. Like I say, I reckon this one's fine because I can see they're picking up the pollen. I reckon those other 3 are being sprayed, I reckon. When he's nailed them shut, I reckon he's filled them full of Peebo or something as well. Come on ladies, off we go. There's some perfectly designed swarm catching boxes that weren't meant to be catching swarms. I reckon this should be rather interesting to see if we can actually get a live hive out of one of these and keep it going. I'm a little concerned that he might have put some insecticide in some of them beforehand, but anyway. And I would suggest that that's why when they say making a swarm catching box that you actually want to catch bees in, you make it like a little newt box so as that you don't have to go to all the trouble of getting them out of an awkward looking thing like this. But anyway, it was good to rescue these girls because you know, they want to breed their nice little parrots and we want to get some honeybees, so you know, all's fair in love and war.